Hi, this is John Roderick from the rock band The Long Winters.
And I'm Ken Jennings from the syndicated quiz show Jeopardy!
We have a podcast called Omnibus.
It's a time capsule of our era, and we put a new entry in the ground every Tuesday and Thursday.
Listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to never miss a single episode.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark, and there's Charles W. Chuck Bryant, and Jerry's over there, so that makes this Stuff You Should Know.
Amazing Animal Edition.
Yes, a special request fulfilled Animal Edition.
Yeah, we should tell the story, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's no way we could not tell the story, because it's
Right.
the cutest thing that's happened in a long time.
It really is. So we did a show in Vancouver on September something, right?
Yeah, in real time, it was last week for us. We usually don't turn stuff around this fast.
Right, exactly. And a lot of times we'll do Q&A after a show because we're like, the podcast isn't enough. We owe people more than that. So we'll do a Q&A, right?
That's right.
And the last question of the night was this cute little girl, just adorable. And her name was Mika, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and Mika had a special request, Chuck, and what was it?
Well, it kind of went down like this. Mika's dad walks her up to the microphone. Everyone turns their attention to this adorable 6-year-old. And in front of, what was it, like 1,000, 1,200 people, she
Yes.
said, "Can you do a podcast on giraffes?" And 1,200 hearts melted.
Yep.
And immediately, like afterward, you and I were like, well, we're doing this as soon as we get back.
Yeah, that's right. And this is where we're at. We did it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's, Mika, you are not alone because giraffes are amazing, as you will see, in greater detail. And you are not alone among your peers because I got to tell you, as the father of a 2-year-old daughter, and Jerry, as the mom of a 2-year-old, they're all obsessed with giraffes.
Yeah, it's true. Yumi and I started our niece Mila actually off on giraffes pretty early.
Yeah.
And like, there's some of the most adorable stuffed animals or toys around, too.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's understandable how it would stick in a kid's craw like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they look nothing like things that they've seen, yet enough like things they've seen, I think, at that age, to where they think, well, I've seen a horse, or a horse, or I've seen a zebra, but this is, I've seen a camel even, and those things look a little weird. But then a giraffe comes along, and small minds are blown.
They are blown. So much that I suspect that there are giraffes in the little angel holding bay where babies stay before they come down here to Earth.
And yes, and when I say small minds, it's not to say children are small-minded.
No.
Like
They're
maybe
just,
literally small-minded, but not in the figurative adult sense.
physiologically speaking.
There you go.
Right. So everybody knows what giraffes are. You can point to a picture of a giraffe and say, what is this? And the person will say it's a giraffe. It's a pretty common thing to do.
Uh-huh.
Maybe arguably the best Charlie Harper illustration of all time is the mother and baby giraffe snuggling.
I
Have you
don't
seen
know what that
one?
is.
Look it up. I'll
Okay.
send it to you. You're going to love it. It's just adorable. So everyone's quite familiar with giraffes, but giraffes are one of those animals that we found from our research are just taken for granted.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, look at those things. They're amazing. But let's just leave it at that, apparently. It was how science approached giraffes for millennia, basically.
Yeah, in fact, these evolutionary wonders, and boy, aren't they? Like in every sense of the word. For many, many millennia, human dum-dums referred to these animals as camel leopards.
Right. With a tiny little hyphen in between the two to really show that they had clearly a camel and a leopard had gotten it on at some point.
Right.
And created the giraffe.
Yeah, which, I mean, it makes a little bit of sense. They are sort of camel-like with their necks and their kind of long legs and hooves. But then also, you look at a giraffe's coat and that amazing leopard-like pattern, so it sort of makes sense that human dum-dums would say stuff like that.
Right, because they didn't understand evolution. And even like Mr. Evolution himself, Charles Darwin, was like, I'm not even getting into the giraffe for a while, right?
The giraffe debate.
Yeah. So he started wading into where the giraffe got its neck, because by the time Darwin came along, they'd said, okay, they're not camel leopards. We know that much. All right, everybody stop making fun of us.
Right. But also, let's give it a scientific name, Giraffa camelopardalis.
Yeah, which is a nod to the dum-dums of yore.
That's right.
Right? So by the time Darwin got in on this, he had written on the origin of the species. But it was the 6th edition before the giraffe makes an appearance in it.
Yeah, I'm sure Mika has already read that.
Sure. She had, that's why she was asking. She was hoping we could expound on that.
That's right.
So Darwin suggested that potentially the giraffe's neck evolved because in times of drought or famine, where other animals were starving and dropping like flies, the giraffe's neck gave it an advantage to reach leaves on trees that other animals couldn't. So it was quite literally rising above the competition, natural selection wise, right?
Yeah, and that's got to be it, right?
Well, one of the issues that's raised against it is that giraffes still feed